in the Cape.
Rain showers have pushed out for now. We're going to see the clouds moving back into the area as we head through the overnight and the first part of tomorrow, with our next weather maker producing quite a bit of severe weather right now as it moves into the Tennessee River Valley, but still quite some time before we start to get wet. In fact, severe weather in the forecast for tomorrow, more on a scattered basis east of the Blue Ridge, and could be a little more numerous in parts of the New River Valley and the Highlands. We're going to talk in more detail about this severe weather threat coming up in just a few minutes. 10 News at 11 starts right now.
Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 11, working for you.
Now at 11, a massive storm moving through the southeast turns deadly. The effect this severe weather could have on Virginia within 24 hours. Thousands take to the streets of Roanoke for America's toughest road race. The challenges even the winner of the Blue Ridge Marathon face today. We're learning more about the brain behind the college admissions scam. Investigators explain the key point in revealing their secrets. Good evening and thanks for joining us for 10 News at 11. I'm Jessica Jewell. Deadly tornadoes sweep through Texas and Louisiana, leaving behind devastation and pain. At least 2 children were killed in the storm and dozens were injured. This system is part of the severe weather we're expecting to hit Southwest Virginia late tomorrow night. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Chris Michaels is tracking those storms. And Chris, flooding is just one potential concern here.
That's right. Yeah, the other thing we're going to have to look at is the potential for high wind gusts tomorrow in the afternoon. The tornado threat not exactly zero for us either, but storms are likely during the afternoon and then again another batch coming in at night. But early clouds may actually limit the severe potential of those earlier storms, something we're going to have to watch throughout the day tomorrow. That's why it's important that you have multiple ways to get warnings if they're issued. Also know the difference between a watch and a warning. I know that can sometimes be confusing. A watch is issued when conditions are favorable for severe storms, and a warning issued when severe storms are happening or will happen soon. Now, severe weather not expected within the next few hours as radar is quiet, and as you're heading out the door tomorrow, might be some fog and drizzle in spots, but it's going to be mild and muggy to start in the morning with temperatures in the 60s. Coming up in the full forecast at 11:11, we're going over the latest data on Future Tracker. We'll give you the timing, more in-depth details about potential impacts. We'll also let you know when things dry out. Coming up in just about a few minutes. Jessica?
Chris, thank you. Spring brings the chance for severe weather, so make sure you're prepared no matter where you are by downloading the Storm Team 10 weather app. You'll know when new watches or warnings are issued, and you can check out live radar. For the 10th year in a row, runners flocked to the Star City today for the Blue Ridge Marathon. 3,000 runners came together from 41 states and 10 different countries, all with one common goal. Elevation plays a big role in this race. McLean Gross spent a while training in the Roanoke area for this specific race so he could get used to the elevation change.
I think the last part was the toughest part because after you go up Roanoke Mountain, your legs are shot.
Grow and many others are eager to come back. The championship celebration is still going for UVA fans. It's been nearly a week since the Hoos basketball team won it all, and thousands of fans came to Charlottesville today to relive that moment. 10 News reporter Taj Simmons is at UVA to show us more of the hype.
If you thought there would be any kind of championship hangover for these UVA fans, you would be completely wrong. These fans were as enthusiastic as ever as they waited to get a glimpse of that championship trophy. Thousands of fans filled the bleachers at Scott Stadium to watch Coach Tony Bennett and the rest of the players bask in their one shining moment. A lot of fans I talked to said this was a moment of catharsis considering how much stress they had put themselves through watching all the close games that UVA pulled out in their championship run. But the person who was the happiest about having this trophy was undoubtedly Coach Bennett himself.
And I remember thinking, man, what would that be like if we ever won a national championship? And you know what? That day is now! It's now! Give me some more. That's now.
These fans are already ready for a title defense as they broke out chants of one more year for stars DeAndre Hunter and Ty Jerome. However, the victory is still very sweet feeling for these fans. UVA legend Ralph Sampson put it best. There was a lot of hurt last year, but we're feeling pretty good now. In Charlottesville, Taj Simmons, 10 News, working for you.
The man allegedly paid to take the SAT for students in the college admissions scheme pleaded guilty Friday. He's been cooperating with investigators and was a key figure in helping authorities bust the ring. CNN's Bryn Gingras has details.
He's the literal brains behind the largest college admissions scheme in U.S. history. Mark Riddell in court Friday telling a judge he's guilty on 2 federal charges. The Harvard graduate appearing to take the proceedings seriously, studying paperwork before making the plea. In court documents, prosecutors say Riddell earned $10,000 each time he would oversee a student taking a college entrance exam, change their answers, or in at least one case, take the test for them. The money, paid by William Singer, the convicted mastermind behind the scheme, earned Riddell nearly $240,000 over 8 years. Riddell was so good he'd boost scores high enough to impact a student's admission into an elite school, but not too high where it would raise any red flags. In court documents, Singer boasts about Riddell saying he is, quote, his best test taker and could nail a score. He's that good. Riddell served as a key cooperating witness in the government's year-long investigation, playing a major role in the takedown of many parents allegedly involved, including actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. Authorities say Riddell proctored Huffman's oldest daughter's test, which in part led to the actress's announcement that she would plead guilty earlier this week. Lori! Meanwhile, Loughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, say they are not ready to admit to any involvement in the scheme, a source close to the couple tells CNN. That source goes on to say they are hoping to let their case play out in the justice system.
Hi guys, it's Olivia Jade.
Loughlin and Giannulli are accused of paying $500,000 in bribe money to get their daughters into USC, including their youngest, Olivia Jade, a social media influencer with nearly 2 million YouTube subscribers.
I don't really care about school.
She is now staying off social media because she's getting inundated by hateful comments. A source close to the 19-year-old telling CNN she's embarrassed and devastated by the allegations against her parents, so much so she's barely speaking with them. Bryn Gingras, CNN, New York.
WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange is heading into a 3rd day behind bars as he fights extradition to the U.S. and possibly Sweden. Assange is prepping his defense before a hearing on May 2nd when American officials will try to extradite him on charges of conspiracy to commit computer crimes. This week, police carried him from the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he had claimed asylum for nearly 7 years.
It's brutal in the way it is used now to justify the outrageous and disgraceful act of Lenny Moreno in throwing him out of the embassy.
If Sweden presses a sexual assault claim, he'd be in legal jeopardy in 3 different countries. A man is behind bars after police say he shot someone in the leg. Lynchburg police say they arrested Leon Rose. He's facing multiple charges, including malicious wounding. The victim has since been released from the hospital. Police say 2 men were leaving Rose's home in a car when he began shooting. Officers took him into custody without incident this morning after serving a search warrant at a home near the intersection of Norwood and East Streets. Rose is in Blue Ridge Regional Jail without bond. More than 2,000 volunteers took on a 2nd day of volunteering for Serve Lynchburg today. Liberty's students, faculty, and staff members served at more than 100 organizations and nonprofits across the city. The university says more people than ever from every level of leadership were ready to serve with paintbrushes, rakes, or towels in hand. Stay with us. We'll be right back with your full Storm Team 10 forecast.
Things are relatively quiet across the area right now. Live look at radar providing some clean sweeps across the area. Going to stay that way for quite some time, maybe a little drizzle as we head into the morning. But the bigger picture shows a nasty storm system. Quite a bit of severe weather right now. In fact, a confirmed tornado on radar heading toward the campus of Mississippi State. Otherwise, a lot of heavy rain moving into the Tennessee River Valley. So we're going to keep a very close eye on this because it has implications on our weather by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. The severe threat through tonight, though, going to stay toward the Tennessee River Valley. Then as we head into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, we start to see that threat for severe weather shift into Virginia, probably more on a scattered basis east of the Blue Ridge Parkway, and according to the Storm Prediction Center, could be on a more numerous basis as you go towards areas, say, west of the Blue Ridge Parkway. So no matter what area you are in, the questions you should be asking yourself right now and tomorrow morning is, do I have a safe spot? If a warning is issued, do you know where to go? Do you have a way to get those warnings or multiple ways to get those warnings just in case one is issued? And do you have some kind of alternate source of energy or electricity in case the power goes out tomorrow? It's not going to be raining the entire day tomorrow, but when it does rain, it pours. So let's go ahead and check out Future Tracker. This is lunchtime. Most of the area looking pretty dry. Between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., we could actually be looking at some scattered showers and thunderstorms. If there's thick cloud cover in the morning, these storms may not be incredibly strong. However, if we see some breaks in the clouds or thin cloud cover, then some of these storms could actually start to rotate between the hours of 2 and 6. And keep in mind, this looks to be on a scattered basis. The main line of showers and thunderstorms comes in after sunset from the west. And you can see between the hours of, say, 8 p.m. and midnight, this moving quickly from west to east with damaging wind gusts being possible and heavy rain being pretty much a guarantee. So you can see that here on our impact meter, that heavy rain is likely with anything that develops. Some scattered wind damage can't be ruled out just because the winds are moving pretty quickly at about 5,000 to 7,000 feet above the surface. And while the tornado threat is low, it's not necessarily zero, okay? And here's why I say that. You look at the orange arrows coming in from the surface, the green arrows coming in from about 7,000 feet up. And so you can tell that there's a difference in both speed and a little bit of a difference in direction. So there is a little bit of spin that if a storm were to pop up and get going between 2 and 6 p.m., we'd have to at least watch for the potential for some rotation. So something we're going to watch closely tomorrow. We'll keep you updated as we go through the day. Highs tomorrow in the low to mid 70s, 75 Lexington and Danville, 71 Roanoke, the temperature 70 in Blacksburg. High of 64 on Monday, though that's likely going to be around midnight. Actually, some colder air coming in and riding on some pretty strong winds during the day on Monday. Tuesday looks really nice. We start out pretty cold, but then sunshine Tuesday afternoon with highs in the low to mid 70s. We're nearing 80 by Wednesday, and same can be said for Thursday as well. Another storm system we'll have to keep an eye on for Good Friday has at least the chance to bring more showers and thunderstorms to the eastern U.S. But first things first, keeping an eye on tomorrow. Key notes, not going to be wet all day. Make sure you have a way to get some weather information. And of course, as we say with each storm system, check back for updates.
And you guys are working really hard to stay up to date on this and keep everyone safe. So the best bet, really download that Storm Team 10 weather app, watch our newscast, WSLS.com, on our social media.
Exactly.
Working really hard to make sure that everybody knows what to expect tomorrow.
Couldn't have said it better.
Well, thank you for all your hard work.
Oh, anytime.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. It's been a busy week in Southwest Virginia, and if you didn't get a chance to catch up on the headlines every night, we're working for you to bring you some of this week's top talkers. For the first time since 2014, the total number of people killed in car crashes in the Commonwealth dropped last year. The most recent data finds last year's teen driver-related deaths were up 23% from the year before. Distracted driving went down almost 39% from the previous year, but there were some changes to the way officers report those incidents. Alcohol-related deaths are the highest since 2010. Speed and pedestrian deaths are at their highest in 10 years. A driver stuck inside a burning car made a miraculous escape with the help of quick-thinking neighbors. The driver ran into a boulder, hit a mailbox, and backed up into this Chest Mountain property when his car burst into flames. Neighbors heard the crash and called 911, but by then, one man had already jumped into action. When Vinton Fire and EMS showed up, the driver was safe. Fire crews say that saved the man's life. Eric?
All right, the NASCAR circuit back on a short track in Richmond. We'll take a look at some of the highlights, and the Hokies put in some good work at today's spring game. That and more coming up next in sports. Virginia Tech held its annual spring game this afternoon, one in which the coaching staff was focused on seeing quality reps and more situational work. The Hokies took the field for the fourth spring game under head coach Justin Fuente. Early on, quarterback Hendon Hooker looking for the corner of the end zone, but he's intercepted by Armani Chapman for some early points for the defense.
later. Redshirt freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida, Caleb Stewart scores from 3 yards out for a touchdown. Quincy Patterson getting in on the action with a strike to Mr. Damon Hazelton for the TD. With the format, there was no official stats, but there were plenty of fans to cheer on both sides of the ball. Our own Alyssa Ray has more from Blacksburg.
A lot of the excitement from the Hokies through spring practice was surrounding tight end James Mitchell, and despite a minor hand injury, he was happy to get some reps in front of Hokie Nation.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to play because, I've been really working hard this spring, and, Dalton's been out, so I really tried to step up, so to say, and I really wanted to play and just in front of the fans and just show everybody how hard I've been working.
He knows what he needs to work on to continue to become a better player. He's not a finished product by any means, but he can do so many different things.
With a young group, the Hokies defense had a disappointing 2018 campaign, but with more game experience, Bud Foster's crew is more confident entering next season.
We're very motivated just based off the season we had last year. We a lot of young players last year, but now we got experience on our belt, every single day, and go out there and attack it. And, we try and get better every single day. Regardless of what happened last year, we try and just make a new season.
We had our moments last year, good and bad. Obviously, the kids here have a lot of pride. They understand the expectations. I like the demeanor of this team. I like their mental toughness right now. I like their grit and their determination to do the right thing.
The Hokies have 3 more practices this spring. As for the quarterback competition between Ryan Willis, Hendon Hooker, and Quincy Patterson, expect that to go through the fall. In Blacksburg, Alyssa Ray, 10 Sports.
To the greens of the Masters, where it was moving day. We had a 5-way tie for the lead entering today, but that, of course, would change with guys trying to get into position for the final round. Great crowd and great weather for the 3rd round of action down in Augusta. Tiger Woods' tee shot on the par 3 16th, a work of art. Check it out, sticks it 6 feet from the cup. He went on to drain the birdie putt for a share of the lead. Then Woods had a 2-putt on the 18th, finished a round of a score of 67, while Tony Finau would tie Woods for 2nd place heading into tomorrow's round. Had a 64 today and tied the front 9 record low of 30. But here is your leader, Francesco Molinari, 3-foot birdie putt on 18th, finishing with a 6 under par 66. Should be an exciting finish tomorrow. Now, because of the weather, competition will be starting at 7:30. The Salem Red Sox played a doubleheader today with the Frederick Keys in search of their first home win of the season. It was also the Sox debut on our airwaves of MeTV. So here's a look at Game 1. Red Sox ready to go, bases loaded, and it's Garrett Binge. He's hit by a pitch, so Jaron Duran, come on down. He's going to score the run, 1-0 Sox lead. Later, they're down 2-1 when Ryan Fitzgerald hits a sac fly, and we were all tied up at 2. But the Keys would eventually break things open in the last 3 innings. J.C. Escara hit a single down the line, drove in Yeltsin Godino. They went on to add 5 runs for the 8-2 win in Game 1. And Game 2, Salem currently leads 8-7 in the 7th inning. The NASCAR Cup Series returned to the Commonwealth tonight in the state capital of Richmond. Multiple drivers reassigned starting spots after failing pre-race inspections, including the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Kevin Harvick was on the pole for the Toyota Own It 400, but Kurt Busch would go on to claim Stage 1. In Stage 2, Kyle Larson goes hard into the wall. Bring out the caution. His night would be over with 6 laps left in the stage as Joey Logano passing Truex Jr. for the lead and the stage win. But the 19 car would have the last lap. Truex Jr. reclaimed the lead, held off Logano for the checkered flag, his first short track win of his career. Light of the night, we go to the Nets-Sixers game. Now, Philly is losing, and check out Amir Johnson. Apparently checking his phone during the game. He was inactive. He couldn't check in, but Joel Embiid seems to also be in on that, texting conversation, apparently. There's a lot of talks as to, what was going on here. Some were saying it was a serious situation. Some were saying not so much. Stay tuned. I'm curious to see what happens. I did get late word. He did get fined, I believe, by the team because the phone was out and during the game.
Well,
just because you're not in the game, you got to be mentally there.
Yeah, get your head in the game.
Yeah,
well, maybe it was something serious. We don't know.
Absolutely.
Bad look, though.
Yeah, not a good look. No.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Does it taste better?
Update on the storm potential coming up at 6 a.m. on Virginia Today with meteorologist Beverly Perry.
All right, thank you so much for joining us for 10 News at 11. We'll see you tomorrow.